7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm
like, well, holy shit, that was crazy.
Wait for it. Thick and slick. Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show presented by TLR Coatings. Hey, would you get your leg up so we can all be sitting the same way? Oh. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool, great. We are here wrapping up round 3 of the 2020 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship from Ironman Raceway. Now, usually season ending. Now we're literally basically in the middle of the season.
Almost had a mutter.
But same time frame. We did almost have a mutter.
Dude,
it was close.
They downpoured there for like
it
an
was
hour.
Close. So. Anyway, before we get started, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Hopefully the sound is better this week. Yes, I did hear you guys. So the problem is that when you have a camera guy, the camera guy is really good with cameras. I'm not really great with cameras. So he goes in, changes a whole bunch of settings, and if I'm not paying attention, the settings are where he wants them as opposed to where I need them.
And then it sounds like shit.
And then it sounds like crap and it's low. So hopefully this week here we are much better. It's much louder. So
put the headphones in, the AirPods.
Yeah. I'm just like, listen here, there's like a bug or something back here. Anyway, so hopefully the sound quality is better this week. I'll try to double check when I edit because he's not gonna be here this week, so I'm gonna do this all. So anyway, like I said, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. We like interacting with you guys. Make sure to follow us on all the major social media networks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Were you Twitter fingering?
A little bit.
Okay, great, cool.
Make sure you share because, you know, sharing is caring.
And growing is showing.
That's right.
For everyone who is wondering, for the doubleheader at Redbud, we will be there. Me and Cole are going, you're going Thursday the whole time, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna open ride Thursday.
Yeah, so me and Cole
big hobby rider.
Me and Cole will be shredding in the vets practice on Thursday. Justin will be there Monday with us. We will all be there all weekend. If you see this and you're going and you're racing the amateur division Saturday, Sunday,
say hey.
Hit us up. We're always looking for people for GoPro footage. So I will be there. I have 2 GoPros to pop on and off on people all day. We'll be doing interviews on and off all day.
Just comment your number and what class you're gonna be down below, and we'll try to set something up
for shows.
That's gonna be hard. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Maybe Tom Cooper will be on the show.
I'd love to get Tom Cooper on the show.
He's probably going to be on one.
That's going to be awesome.
To be really honest, he's probably going to be on one.
You want to talk about a crazy show?
He's probably going to be on one.
Yes. Awesome.
So he might, he'll get into that, conspiracy theory.
Oh God, no! I will walk off the set. I'll walk off.
Anyway, so fantasy. First off, we play on PulpMX Fantasy. Again, like I've said, make sure to get signed up. You can practice, even if you haven't played ever before. You can at least practice for the last 5 rounds here outdoor. Because next year we are going to have some giveaways. We're going to have one major giveaway. We're going to have some smaller giveaways, and it's going to be worth playing. I will tell you that much. We're probably going to have a buy-in league for the big giveaway. I think.
Hang out with Cole for the day. Still selling.
We're gonna sell a hang out with Cole.
We're selling that off for a day.
For the day.
You don't want to hang out with me.
So ladies, sign up.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fine. She'll be fine. I'll tell her what's going on. That we're just selling your body for money for the show, and she'll be okay with it. It's totally cool.
Look like Jeff Emmett.
She watches this too. So.
That's okay. Good.
He was kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. We're gonna sell his body to make money for the show. So I hope you're okay with that.
Oh wow, trafficking's awesome.
Your chick's cool. She'll be fine with it.
Yeah, she's cool with it. Anyway, so getting into fantasy, I will get started here. I had about the shittiest day I possibly could. I went from 5th in the league to 14th in our league. Our league, by the way, the Moto Aftermath Show. Look us up.
And your league.
Join the league.
Boys.
Style Boys official.
Yeah. So anyway, in 250s, Kevin Moran scored 66, so that was a pretty solid day by him. That was a solid return for our sponsored rider there. He went, I think, like 23, 24, 21, 24, something like that. For a decent day. Didn't make it in the points, but still. for a solid return from a head injury. I'll say that's okay. Derek Drake scored me 52.
Ooh, not bad.
Mitchell Harrison. What happened to your boy Mitch there, bud? 45 points.
We're working on it.
He did a high top 8.
We're working through some things.
He had some fork issues.
And then what really screwed me, I went out on a limb here, Matthias Jorgensen. I've been watching the vlogs.
Hey man, we gotta try to talk to him if we see him.
I'll DM him right now.
Do it. Well, not right now. I know.
Dude,
he's
I'll
looking
do
for
it
it.
right now.
Okay, we got a show to do.
He's, dude, I mean,
He's cool.
I've been watching the vlogs. I like it.
I just like to talk to him and his chick. They seem pretty down to earth.
I think maybe I might try to set up an interview there for Saturday, Sunday time frame. So they
make
say,
sure
but
you're not in the pits and make sure you bring your mask.
But anyway, yeah, so he kind of screwed me. I only got 2 points from him. I thought he would have a better day. It wasn't a mutter, for one. Number 2, I know he blew his bike up last week, and Pro Circuit took it and rebuilt it for him. So I thought we were going to...
Put a little juice in there.
Yeah, so I thought we would be a little bit better. We weren't. Then the 450s, I had Benny Bloss, whatever. We're working through some things there too. Apparently the Husky is a lot different than the KTM, other than the plastics. Who knew,
just
right?
Gas.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later. Then I had Chase Sexton, who we'll get into in the 450s too. He scored me 62 points, real solid day. Joey Sabachi can suck a fucking dick. Because
I don't know what happened.
Here we are with our Sabachi syndrome again.
No.
Something
happened.
He crashed in the first moto.
Yeah, but I don't know. They didn't show what actually happened.
No, but he did crash in the first moto, so scored me 28 points. And then Justin Barsha maxed out as my all-star for 50.
We'll talk
solid
about that.
day, which we'll talk about that too when we get into the 450 class.
Freight train.
Yeah, so overall I scored like 300 and something, and it was terrible. So.
You want to go second, or you want me to go?
You guys.
Let her rip. So 250 class, I would have been balling like Jim Jones if I would have not.
Wow, wait till a 2005 reference.
I would have been balling like Jim Jones if I didn't swap out Hartran. I swapped out Jet Lawrence.
Oh boy.
And you know who else I swapped out? Jerry Robin.
Oh god.
What the hell?
That would have been a lineup, dude. Jerry did good.
He did good, but that was still a
Never
roll of
happen.
the dice.
Never happen again.
Yeah, but he got a lot of good points. That whole lineup right there. I'm an idiot.
He did.
So I went with our guy Kevin Morans. He gave us 66, which I will take all day. I was a little nervous in the first moto because he was in 28th.
Oh
and
yeah.
He was kind of on the bubble there. Second one, Joey Crown was down in the brown like his buddy Pierce Brown, and he pulled it out of his ass for the second moto and was where he belonged in my opinion.
Yep.
So 32, not great, but we'll take it. Frenchie 47, we all kind of know how his day went, which we'll talk about. And I was expecting a lot more out of Carson Mumford, at least to hover around the top 10 a little more. I figured he'd be a little better than Joe Shimoda, but Joe Shimoda came out swinging.
I'm just going to say this for a split second. I think that Loretta's was
a fluke.
I think it was because just coming off of Loretta's. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I think.
So I mean, they were talking about how great his speed was and all that stuff. So it sold me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But 38, not great, but we'll take that as well. So the first moto was terrible. None of my guys got double points. So to come back with that second moto, get a 435, 1100 overall, take that. It's not terrible. 450 class was damn near perfect for me. 64 in Cody Shock.
Risky.
The dude hits the ground.
Paid off.
He's been consistent top 20.
I'm
dude.
on the bandwagon now. For top 20s all the time.
Yep, he's been pulling it in, man. So
Can't do it.
FXR, Chaparral, Honda made the right move.
I can't do it, man.
As long as he's 9 or higher on his for pulp for the I'm in.
You're in.
Yeah, I can't
then this guy right here, I don't really know why I went with him. He qualified pretty well, and he was he's bitching up a storm on Twitter. So that's really what I saw his name. Jared Lesher, 74 points.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He's a handicap 18. He's made nationals before. And yeah, he was bitching up a storm on Twitter about how a bunch of no-name people got in.
Right too.
So yeah, that's. Hey, if you're watching this, man, keep bitching on Twitter. You got seen. So, Freddie Noren, my other secret weapon.
We need to talk about him for a little bit too.
My secret weapon,
impressive.
solid, fast, Freddie Norton, 64 points.
It's good.
And Justin Barcia.
Mm-hmm.
No coincidence that I unveiled his replica helmet yesterday. I am wearing an Arai Justin Barcia replica.
Oh, I got his old shoey one.
So,
You
Wow,
and every
so-
other GP dude.
So we're really gonna match almost when we go ride here,
well,
man.
maybe, man.
That class, Barsha helmet.
Barsha hype is real.
So, what kind of gear you want?
I got some new Thorps.
I got a
so-
2021 catalog in the car. What you want?
All right, well, bring it in and I'll pick it. Am I getting it for free? What's my
Oh my
discount
God.
like?
Figure something out. I'll get that discount.
All right. Well,
Anybody want gear, boots, helmet, anything? I'm your guy now. DM me.
5% off.
No.
5% markup.
Just email me and say Moto Aftermath and we'll figure out a code.
Code word. Yeah.
So we can get some Garnet boots, get some Answer.
Now
we can
Garnet boots.
we can get tires. We can
Good
you know
product placement.
we're the
Good.
plug now.
What
so.
size boots do you wear?
Nice.
Oh, that's too bad. They were 10s. I'd buy your old Alpine stuff off you, but.
Take the booty out.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. Oh, you got the Tech 10s, huh? Yeah, I was not a fan of the booty. I tried to put one of those on once.
Oh, you want to be like A Martin and have 3 soles in there?
No, I'm okay.
Unreal.
Give
Anyway,
myself an extra 2 inches.
Where were you at, fantasy guy?
Yeah, let's do
So I had a really good day. I had 485
this.
points.
Glad everyone had great dates.
I was after the last moto. Somehow they hadn't calculated everything up. I was actually 157th overall. 250s.
I'm nervous because I have no service for Redbud, by the way.
Dude, I know.
250s. I picked
Dang it,
Mitchell
like
for
that.
All Star. Had 45.
Okay.
I was on the fence about it because he only had a 6 handicap. I picked Robertson, Styles Robertson.
That's good.
He got me 50 points.
Ooh, that bitch.
Yep. I was almost gonna pick Derek Drake because I was looking at him and I was like, was it a little bit of a fluke because it was Loretta's and the mud? The mud was definitely a fluke. Like his motos were.
Oh,
I
but
don't-
Ansie's moto wasn't a fluke.
Anyways, and then I picked
Fit the narrative, bro.
my
Fit the narrative.
last 2 ones. I went with a guy that I don't know if you guys are too high on, but I think I'm buying into a little bit. I expect him to be there more, especially after the second moto. Coming in like a bomb, Joe Schmoda.
Ooh,
Joe Schmoda.
You mean sushi?
No, Jesus.
You mean the ninja?
Joe Schmoda with 86, and then
He looked good.
Brandon Hartraft got me a cool 100 points.
Oh my god, I had him. I wanted
And I
him.
am so stoked for that kid. Then 450 class, I picked Eli. Got me 50 points for my All-Star. Not picking Benny Bloss ever again. I'm done
Nope,
doing
I'm
that.
out.
Dude,
I'm out with
he
him.
burnt me millions of times.
I'm done doing that. He only got me 40. And then Cody Shock with 64. Ben LeMay with 50. It's good. I think that Ben should be a little bit higher than that. He was in the top 20. I think he should be a solid top 15 dude. But at like a 14 handicap or whatever, because
Look at that giant fucking spider, dude.
Oh, that's a small one. They're way bigger than that in here usually. I killed one of
the
those.
bitch comes over here, I'm stepping on it.
That's
That
fine.
was a big bitch. That wasn't even a daddy long leg.
Nah, that's a small guy in here, man.
LeMay got me 50. So with a 14 handicap, I thought it was a little bit, it's good enough. He's usually a top 20 guy all the time. And I'm glad I picked Cody Shock over John Short.
All right.
Because John Short only had a 7 handicap.
Well, I'm glad everyone had a great day.
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
fantasy.
fantasy other than me. All right. Anything else with fantasy you guys want to cover before? Remember,
No
Pulp MX
fantasy, but I got other news.
Like what?
Continue. Close it out.
Pulp MX Fantasy, Moto Aftermath Show, League. Join us, follow us, because like I said, starting Supercross 2021, which I heard there's 0 problems with at this point, we're going to be giving away some shit. So, did you want to announce the news, or you want me to shut the camera off and then you want to talk
What
about
kind of news you got? You think I have?
I don't know. What do you got?
No, I was just gonna bring up. If you guys listen to the Chad Reed with Whiskey Throttle,
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
if you guys get a chance, I really encourage you guys to listen to it because I had to drive down to Ohio last week, so
Does
I
he go
listened to
off on it?
it. He said some really interesting things, like he
I'm gonna have
mentioned
to listen to it.
an insurance policy that they took out because they weren't gonna let him ride the Suzuki Outdoors. So him and his agents took out insurance policies.
Oh, is that the one where they took out like 2 different ones on him?
Two
winning the
different
title
ones, and
they
he got
won?
$5 million.
Yeah.
Well, good thing he won a championship that year.
Right. So maybe if it's like a gear policy, whatever. Took out 2 policies, and he won the title, like $5 million. He talked about his days in the GPs.
Okay.
He talked about, and when I got to the hotel, I made sure I went and watched the races because he was talking about races he recalled. And they were like, when do you ever remember like blatantly like messing with someone in a race? And he talked about like Dallas 03 with Carmichael.
Or how about when him and Chiz got into it?
He talked about that too, where
Yeah.
Chiz got paid to do that, and then he
yeah.
was in a big old lawsuit with San Manuel. And there's a part 3 coming. They haven't even got to 2-2 Motorsports yet.
Interesting.
But no, I just thought it was really interesting to listen to that and then have his words in your head and then go back and watch those races because it was really interesting. And then he just remembered, when Ricky hit the boat.
Oh yeah.
They were talking about that whoop section, and he was just like, Ricky just sending it down the middle, but James just picked out like 3 inches away from the hay bale, and I just had to sack up and do it every lap, and he ended up winning that race. Chad did. But yeah, he just talked about.
Wait, did he give Stu credit on that one?
He gave Stu a lot of
I was
credit.
about to say that doesn't normally happen. Not on
He gave
camera.
Stu a lot of credit in those interviews as well. But he kind of talked about what his approach was to beating Stu, and what he talked about was like he would just throw down, Stu would pull away, and then he would just back off for 2 laps.
Yeah.
And then Stu would like try to back it off, but Stu wasn't able to back it off. When he backed it off, that's when mistakes happen.
His style did not fit backing it off.
So
he didn't have the technique for it. You know what's
and
crazy?
Reed had that figured out, which was
Well, that was what
impressive.
Ricky's is pressuring him into a mistake. Just wait for him to implode. You know the crazy thing though is that Chad actually beat, and I know we're kind of going off on a tangent, but
Yeah.
Chad beat Ricky straight up more than he did Stu. Like straight up, when I say straight up, like just being faster.
Dude,
that's what's
03
wild about it.
03 rookie year, he kicked Ricky's
Wow,
ass.
that bike, he still says that's one of the best bikes he's ever ridden.
He goes into all that too, and
that
then
was
he
the
goes
last-
into
the steel
like
frame.
politics of the sports too.
Mhm.
There's one particular manufacturer that when they order frames for the race team,
Yeah.
they don't actually go pick out a frame. They pick it out on the like the diagram, and it gives them 4 millimeters.
For a team that he rode for?
A team in the pits. So I don't know. I think it's KTM.
Was
But
this
they-
like recent? He's talking about recently, or?
Yeah, so they have 4 millimeters to work with, and they order it from a diagram.
I'm gonna guess, yeah, KTM. Especially with that being a chromoly steel frame, they probably
That
have
and
more to work with.
Hurling's frame is supposedly a little.
Oh, dude, that
longer and
thing is
stuff,
so chopped up, and there's so many.
Exactly. So, yeah, just really interesting on stuff like that. And he kind of talks about teams. He doesn't mention any names like loopholes they found and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, I invite you guys to go listen to it.
You mean like how you polish your frame until it's like basically paper thin so that it's lighter? Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's
Well,
Yeah.
the GP stuff because they
He talks
have
about partying a little bit.
the GP stuff because it's full actual factory stuff. Like there's not
Yeah.
a production rule. The KTM, and I imagine all the other teams do it, but KTM, they literally go out there and they chop their frames up and they re-weld pieces on there.
Yeah.
And that's why their frames are so much different. And that's why, like, and Hurling's even talked about it, and Prado wasn't in the class yet, but AC, when they came over here and did the GPs over here, they couldn't ride their bikes. They had to ride a production bike, and then they could just put, like, with the same thing with the fuel, and that's why they talked about the bikes being so much different. Because compared to theirs, because they couldn't run
yeah.
their factory bikes over
Yeah,
there.
like going off on that too, when the Team Pride guys went
Yeah.
over there, Osborne and Anderson, when they first got there, they rode the GP bikes, and they were like, "Holy shit, we're never riding our bikes again."
While they're lighter and
Yeah.
they're actually
but
faster.
the thing is once their bikes got here, they were 2 seconds faster than what they were on the GP bikes.
I think it's probably just the
Just comfort,
Yeah,
but-
but yeah, they don't have production rules over there. They literally like full exotic works bikes.
Oh god, I would love riding.
Like if you, well, yeah, I think the only team that probably is a little bit behind is the Cowie team over there. The bikes really aren't that great.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, they
KTM
look like
bikes,
they're
though.
pretty behind here too.
Anyway,
So we went off topic a little bit, but I just thought that was interesting and cool to listen to his words and then go back and watch the race.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another Moto Aftermath content idea.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay.
You watch the Gary Bailey videos?
Every now and then the YouTube videos
I think it'd be cool that we watch them and then we all sit here and like commentate them.
talking about kind of like what Mathis does too with like old.
His classic commentary.
Yeah.
But with the Gary Bailey videos, I think it's cool because it's Gary Bailey sitting in the stands. Like, you've seen opening ceremonies from back in 03.
Well,
like
he
all the
watches
different
practice
shit.
videos. He does a lot when he was Trent and Travis. Yeah, those have been pretty cool. I watch them every now
So
and
I think that's cool, man, because I think we could all have like a lot of opinions because like you are obviously a little older than I am.
Yeah.
You're an old fucking man.
Well, he's fucking old too, so.
You weren't really in the sport that hard back then, though.
No.
So, I mean, I think we could all have some interesting opinions.
And it also shows you how much gnarlier the tracks were back then compared
Yes.
to now.
I think it'd be fun to do if we could all find time. But
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down to do it.
Sure. Yeah, man, dude. Let's pencil something in.
Let us know.
More content.
All right, cool. So we will take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we will start talking about 250s here then. That's an 8675
309. Alright, we're done.
All right.
1738. Wow. That's a little after your time.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. We're just,
I know the 9998212.
I don't know what that is.
Soldier Boy.
Oh,
Call
boy.
1-800.
Okay.
900 number.
This went way off the rails. Okay, so anyway, we're here. 250s. Well, boys.
Where do you want to start with? Frenchie absolutely fucking annihilating
I'd hate
everyone.
to say this, but I called this after the first round.
What did he call?
They're all scared of Frenchie. Even J-Mart. J-Mart's not saying
But
he's
the thing
scared.
about J-Mart is he was able to watch him and figure out what he needs to do.
See, but here's the thing though.
Well, okay,
It's only.
all right,
It's,
I'll stop talking. Go ahead.
no, you called
No,
Frenchie
it's
for a
fine.
win. We know you said he called for a win.
I don't need to talk anymore.
Who did we call for wins?
J-Mart.
Did we?
But you do know though that it's actually only 4 points now. J-Mart gained 2 points on him.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the
4
thing.
points is tight,
Yeah, bro. 4 points is tight. Like, I get where you're coming from, especially after that first moto.
but all it takes is some dumb shit like that.
And that's the thing is that the second moto, stuff like that's going to happen a lot this year.
I agree.
But the way he sliced through the pack after being down was
But
impressive.
that also proved my point is that how deep this class is this year. And I get he got up to third. But remember how we were talking about, like, can Frenchie come through the pack and still win? He's not going to. Like, if you have shit like that, he's not going to come through and win. It's too deep.
So it took him a while.
He's going to be doing
get going.
damage control, but still.
It took him a while to get going. So if he goes down the first corner and it doesn't take him
I still don't
40
think he,
seconds to
I
get
still don't
up.
think he would have won that race.
You don't think he would?
No.
That
Dude,
first
dude.
moto was a royal ass.
It was, and nobody can take that away. And you know, and I said this to Matt on Saturday, and I know it's easier said than done, but I think right now we have a good, like, unless, and RJ's going to hit the deck, but I think speed for speed, we know that J Mart and Frenchie are the two fastest guys. I think RJ is there, but obviously he hits the ground too much, so that's not real. So it's going to come. It's obviously down to those two. J Mart. Every time Frenchie has a bad moto, which, like I said, as much as I like Frenchie, we know he's going to have those motos.
Yes.
J Mart just needs to win. That's it.
Yes.
And I know that once
I think-
again,
yeah, I think
J-Mart knows that that's what he needs to do.
He's a consistent second place.
it's easier said than done, but that's all J Mart has to do to win this title. Is every time Frenchie has a bad moto, he just needs to win.
J-Mart openly admitted most of the weekend here that he is not faster than Frenchie,
And then that's fine.
which is totally fine.
But the thing about J-Mart too is he knows what Frenchie's better at.
Yes. Yes, he does. So I think this is going to be a battle royale to the end, but the problem is it's only going to be a battle royale for those two.
Do we go to Millville?
Yeah, Millville. It goes Redbud, and then there's a 10-day break, and then Millville's the next
Yes.
round after. But see, I think that when they start going to the softer tracks, I think that that's where J Mart's going to excel.
where J-Mart's
That's
gonna
where it's going to close the gap. Where when Frenchie's on like he was, but also the other problem that I see with all this, and I said this to Matt as well, and I don't see it happening. But if somehow a miracle Paul is the last round, if it's close in points, even if J Mart's ahead, J Mart he's done. He's not. Right now, Frenchie is the fastest man on the planet when it comes to riding a Paula. Because from the rumors that I've heard, when they're all there, it doesn't matter if it's Tomac, Baggett, you know, everybody in the 250 class, Barcia, whatever. Frenchie right now on a consistent basis when they go to Paula for the practice days, he's about 2.5 seconds faster than everybody there. And that includes Eli Tomac. And he's doing like 40-minute motos out there. So if they go, like he's running that gas tank dry. Like I heard 2 weeks ago, he did 6 40-minute motos in one day out there. Like DV has got him doing work.
What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
So if
I
he,
hope you're ready. That's you next.
if they go to Paula,
We're training
J Mart
that
better
for
hope
that.
that Paula gets canceled and they go to High Point is the last round, which I think that's going to happen. I don't think Paula's happening this year. But if they go to Paula, J Mart just better hope that Frenchie's bike grenades both motos because Frenchie will win by a minute. That's all I really have to say about that. I think it's going to be really close, but
I do too, and I think
I hope he wraps the title up early and then just puts his dick on the line and races the 250 and the 450 class and win.
or how about just rides a cheater bike 125 in the 250 class and see what he can do.
No, he can't ride a two-stroke.
He rides one all the time.
define all the time.
He has one as a spare bike in his house. He was out in what was it, Nuevo or whatever.
Where are these videos of Farinas on the two-stroke?
Dude, all you have to do is go back and check his Instagram from last year.
God, I would be.
He was at Nuvo or whatever, Nuevo or whatever, that private sand track.
Yeah.
And he was riding a 125 out
I'm
there.
at the following.
I don't know if, well, obviously he doesn't have any from recently, but go back and check his Instagram from last year.
Might make me win.
Or maybe even over in Supercross, like when they got rained out, he was riding 125 at Nuvo.
It might give me WAP.
Okay.
It was impressive though. I mean, you were talking about a deep sand track, and he's just like, fuck it. He's like, I'll ride the 125 out there.
That's it.
He is outstandingly faster than everyone else.
Yeah, we know
It's fucking impressive.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that first moto was impressive,
That
and
first
then
moto
that
was
second
impressive.
moto was even more impressive. Now, I will totally be on board.
I think the
J
second.
Mart has won 2 overalls in a row now. So.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is awesome for him. Yeah,
He's gonna win the Dungy way. If
I
he
was
wins the
gonna say,
championship, it's gonna be.
honestly, this
There's
morning
gonna be
as
a lot
I'm
of critics
running,
if he wins
that was
this.
what I was thinking about. Was like, if he wins this title, it's gonna be.
But there's nothing wrong with that though.
There-
There'd be a lot of critics.
If he's second every time Frenchie wins, and then he wins when Frenchie has a bad day, that's what Dungy did his entire career.
Uh-huh.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You win. That's how you win championships.
But from
There
the-
were certain days where Dungy just kicked everyone.
And I still think that J Mart's going to have those days. I think that even if it's going to be few and far between, he's going to have some motos this year where he does the same thing to Frenchie.
Was anyone else excited that first moto when they started 1-2 and you're like, oh, we're gonna see
Here
a
we
battle?
go, yeah.
And then
Not really after
about
seeing the way practice
2 laps
times were.
in, I went,
No.
oh shit.
After
never
seeing the
mind.
practice times, I did
Yeah.
not think that at all.
I mean, here's the thing: if the only way J Mart wins this title is he has to hope and pray that shit like that first corner happens. To
But it's
Frenchie.
going to happen though.
I mean, it
gonna
probably
happen.
will. Statistics would tell us yes, but I'm just saying it has to happen almost every single race. Otherwise, he's screwed.
See, like I said, I think the Red Bud this weekend will be interesting because Frenchie's good there, but J Mart is also damn good at Red Bud.
Yeah,
he has a very good record at Red Bud from
So
the
does
Yamaha.
Alex Martin.
So does Alex Martin.
Yeah.
Um,
Amart was pissed after this weekend.
and
I bet.
Millville, I think, is going to be very
Should have linked
interesting.
it on, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
So anytime it's soft, I think
Chances are
that J Mart, there's going to be some tracks coming up that J Mart is going to have those days that I think he does the same thing to Frenchie. But like I said, as long as he wins every time Frenchie has a bad moto,
But that's what he has to do. He has to win, and he has to pray that this kind
but
of
he's
stuff
proven
happens.
it. He's proved it though that he can
Yes,
do
he
it.
does. Yes,
So
he
that's
does.
why I think that no matter who wins, it's going to be very close all the way down to whatever the last round ends up being.
Yep. I would
So-
totally agree with that. Now,
Pretty close, yeah.
we can get to the rest of the pack. So Heart Wrap, dude, 3-4.
I really wasn't expecting that.
No, he's usually been just a top 10 guy.
But
Right.
like they said, he's been pissed because during the week, I guess he's been putting in work and been fast, and it hasn't been showing
I can't wait for him to be on the
on the
450.
weekends.
You think he's gonna be one of those guys that
Mhm.
we need him
He's-
on 450?
He's
I do.
he doesn't have a ride next year though.
Well, he's not going to the 450 class. He's
I know, but I'm just saying he doesn't have a ride.
well, if TLD and
See, I think there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on.
No, well, from what I heard for JT is that he stood next to Heart Wrap's dad this whole weekend during the race, and his dad was super nervous because they needed the results because they need to find something.
I think there's
They
a lot
don't
of
have
uncertainty.
something.
I think there's a lot of uncertainty going into next year with a lot. I guess because we're going to talk a little bit about silly season at the end of the show. There's a lot of uncertainty for a lot of dudes next year.
There is.
A lot
In
of
both
teams.
classes.
There
A lot
is.
of teams too.
Because there's a lot of people going into the sport and there's a lot of people leaving the sport.
Mhm.
So I think Brandon's going to end up with a ride unless the rest of the year is just terrible. But through the first 3 rounds,
if
he's
he
been
has
good.
to, I see him back at Rock River, which ain't a
I
bad
think
spot. But-
I agree with that, but I don't think that he's going to be reduced to that. I think he's going to have a factory ride. He's going to, unless he just shits the bed the rest of the year. But if you look at the first 3 rounds, hell, if his bike wouldn't have grenaded, he would have got top 5 that one moto. So I don't see him not having a factory ride. If it's a KTM, maybe not. But he's too good. Even in Supercross, he was good.
Look at Amart.
He got 2 podiums.
Well, Amart this year though, if he keeps doing this too, he's not gonna be back with JGR. He's gonna be back with a better team.
So the thing
He's
that,
third in points right now.
yeah, but the thing we don't know is the whole gas TLD KTM situation.
That's why I say there's gonna be a lot of jockeying going on.
They
Somebody,
badass on a pro.
The other, and now obviously with the Geico deal falling through here, we don't know about the Geico Honda team either. So there's,
which we'll cover all this. in
yeah,
the
there's a lot of
show, so.
interesting things.
I'll just say
happening.
this: I will guarantee Brandon has a ride next
There he
year.
is.
I hope so. Yep, there it is.
I want to step on
That's
him.
a big fucking spot.
Okay, so we had a Justin Cooper
I'm
sighting,
gonna step
second
on him.
moto.
Justin Cooper is indeed alive.
Yes, he is.
He's
Um,
around.
I'm waiting for that fucker to come over here. I
It's
wanna
funny
step on
because
him.
he finally put it out. Would you guys quit? It's just a spider.
That thing's nasty.
What kind of spider is that? A wolf spider?
Probably, yeah.
That's a recluse, dude.
Yeah, that is not a recluse. I'm not letting that bitch bite me. I'm gonna step on it.
Maybe be like Spider-Man if it bites you.
Dude, don't fuck up the J's.
Yeah, don't get bug guts.
Give me
on
your
the
shoe.
bed.
Yeah, right. I got sandals on.
God damn it! Where's something big and heavy?
Wow. Anyway,
So Justin Cooper sighting there, he finally came out and said, yeah, well, you know, I broke my hand and
I
which we all knew.
was punching the wall from my shitty Supercross suit.
Yeah.
Broke my rocket.
Yeah, which we all knew. But you know, 8-2 on the day for 4th overall. That's not
It
bad.
just kind of
Yeah,
I
but
mean-
at least he was in that second moto, and
That was a cheese pizza ride.
yeah.
What?
Huh?
What?
Cheese pizza, dude. It's like it's not good and it's not great.
You said cheese pizza's not.
Or it's not terrible and it's not great.
Okay, let's keep going here.
Kinda right in the
We had a Jet Lawrence sighting, 4-5. He was right in the mix there in that secondary group. Alex Martin again was pissed, 7-6 on the day, bad start.
Alex Martin had a lick hit on. Fucking hate you. Did you like his gear?
Oh boy, here we go. It's because it's
Good
answer
shit.
gear.
Yeah, it's
And
good
hey,
shit,
bro,
man.
we're selling answers.
good
Hit
shit.
us up.
Did you like his boots?
Yeah.
It all looked really good together.
So did that Arai helmet.
The Rye helmet, his Rye helmet's ugly.
Okay. Well, he's got that new sponsor with the gel packs or whatever. Split. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Shane McElrath, 6'10 for 7th overall. And I'm here to tell you, Frenchie needs to be careful because he's going to piss everyone off around him.
Here he comes.
I'm gonna step on him.
Oh boy. Oh
step on him.
boy.
That's a big bitch.
That's not that. Oh my god. Oh, you missed it? You suck. I really wish that would have been one of those that had the little sacks.
I
with
should have
all
got the behind the scenes.
all the baby spiders in it. Are you done? It was a spider.
I hate spiders,
That's
man.
a big spider, dude.
I fucking hate spiders. Absolutely. Only
Anyway.
thing I'm terrified of.
How about Spider Shane McElrath?
Good. No, I don't have to worry about that.
So
damn
Frenchie
fucking
had
thing.
some choice words in his post-race interview about Shane
Taking him out on the start?
squeezing him on the start.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he went from last week blaming the team about the front tire and being pissed about that to this week blaming Shane for the first turn pileup
Well, he's playing the blame game.
and basically
I don't
saying
like that.
yeah, we were so mad I didn't talk to him when I went back to the truck. He's like, I need to talk to him, but I didn't talk to him because we were both pissed.
Well, that's okay because it's going to get rid of the point that everybody on that team's not going to like Dylan. Justin Cooper
Which
already
is
doesn't like
interesting.
him. Justin Cooper already doesn't like him. Shane's not going to like him, which is really hard to piss off Shane because Shane is like one of those mellow dudes in the pits.
Sure.
And I don't know if I don't think him and Colt have had an issue yet, and I don't think they will because I think Colt kind of is one of those guys that he just brushes everything off. You got a hair right there. Let's go.
Who's Cole?
Colton. And Ty Masterpool, I mean, he's too young, so if he has problems with Ty, it looks really bad because Ty's like a midget. He's a child. So.
And just rides outdoors. So.
And I like Ty.
Sure.
So he's a good dude.
Okay, then we had Sushi, 12-7 for 8th overall. So that was
Moto
a
looked
decent
really
ride
good.
for
That second moto, I'm sorry, guys. I think that's where Joe should be. Top 10 every moto.
Sure.
That should be he's right on the Golden Boy's ass.
Well, him and Jet battled a lot their last year in amateurs. So the fact that I think everybody forgot about Joe. Like, Joe beat Jet a lot their last year in A class. Yeah. Yeah, they were pretty much. I mean, you could add Mumford a little bit in there, but it was pretty much Joe and Jet every.
How about
I heard there's
Jet's-
some tension between the two of them.
That's weird. An Aussie and a Jap. I don't know why.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my God, United Nations Honda.
Oh God.
I like how they pointed that out. I like on the broadcast. Like we sound like
Bro,
ignorant,
we need.
we sound like ignorant people, but we just like it's like the United Nations over
We
there.
did, yeah, dude. Weege had some weird comments on that broad. He was talking about somebody as a piece of meat. I don't know who that was.
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
Oh, that was the Pulpamex word of the day.
Yeah.
The tomahawk
steak.
ribeye.
Yeah, who he kept calling that though?
Okay, so
Forgiveness.
did you
Oh,
hear
God.
did you hear the reason behind it though?
No.
So JT apparently is friends with some dude who owns a meat packing place for high-end meats on the East Coast, right?
Okay.
And this dude's been like, hey, let me send you some. And JT's like, nah. And he's like, you know what? Why don't you send it to my buddy Steve Mathis, right? So Steve gets this giant
Thing of
container of meat, right? And 2 weeks ago, somebody had sent them lobsters because he's like, well, if you guys send me some fresh lobster, I'll
Look at this dude
sponsor
hustling
some
dinner
race.
on everybody.
Right?
Like, what a guy.
So these people from Maine send him these fresh lobsters so he sponsors this race, right? Which he then gives away to Tits Legendary, one of his producers, because his wife won't let him cook live lobsters because she's a vegetarian. So anyway, so he gets this stuff, right? So Tits has been working on his mountain
I
bike
know, it's awesome.
because Steve's been fucking up his mountain bike. Like his derailleur came loose, whatever, his mountain bike's all fucked up. So he gets this big box of meat and he's like, there's no way I'll eat all this meat. So he's like, here Tits, have this. He gave him another steak or whatever, not knowing that this tomahawk steak, so it's this giant 38-ounce bone-in steak, right?
Jesus.
The retail price, or the cost price to buy it from this company,
I guess $120.
$200.
That was close. That's a lot of money.
So he gives it to him, right? And this guy cooks it and everything, and he eats it, and he's like, oh, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
He's like...
Steve said it was fucking shitty, probably.
No. Steve didn't even eat any of it. And so he like texts Steve, and he's like, hey, can I get some more of these? And Steve's like, I don't know, you gotta ask JT. So he texts JT. JT's on a bicycle ride, just furious that Steve gave away this $200 steak.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be
absolutely furious at him. And I mean, to me, it's just the funniest thing ever. And Steve is trying to, justify, oh, nice guy, like, whatever. And, but JT was just like, dude, do you know, like, how many people would give their right arm to have that kind of steak? Like,
If it's $200, you can guarantee that thing's like euphoria.
$400 to buy it or whatever.
I mean, it was grass fed.
It had to.
Oh, it had to be, dude. I forget
That's a fat
what the
GMO steak.
Yeah, you're not getting anything that expensive if it's not grass fed.
Dude, I forget what the
And that bitch is probably 90
what the name of it was, but yeah. But anyway, so that's why he kept using tomahawk steak
Okay.
or whatever the hell he was calling it. But yes,
It's tougher than a tomahawk steak.
yes. Okay, so Carson Mumford.
Where was Jet Lawrence? Did we talk about him?
Dude, he was fourth.
Yeah, so I was
Or
really
fifth,
impressed
sorry,
with
he
his
was
charges at the end of the moto. All
Yeah,
over Hart's
yeah.
ass. We kind of skipped over him, but I thought it was impressive that he was able to go to the end like that.
I think also too with the way that track broke down, and Crawfordsville always kind of does that because all the corners kind of hook as you come out of it, so they G out real bad. Jet, with his natural talent, just the way he is on the bike, being really light on the bike, I think that if you watched him, he was getting in and out of corners a lot smoother than everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that track, it definitely suited him. I mean, we knew coming in that Jet was going to have days like that. Like, he's going to be in the top 5, his speed's going to be unreal. But I was impressed at the end of the moto because I didn't really think Jet would have it, and we talked about this too, have it in him at the 30-minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be really curious to see what happens at Redbud this weekend, though.
Yeah.
That's going to be very, very interesting.
That could be good there.
So,
Sure. Okay, so Mumford 10th overall with 13.9.
Hang on. Why we're skipping over Justin's boy? Why did he hit the eject button?
Oh, Mitchell?
The fade button. What happened?
Well, first off,
Did he get a little tired from the intensity?
I don't think it's the intensity, and from everything I've heard, I'm not saying this is what it is. I know that he's changed up his diet a lot, and this is not what he said to me, but I know that this is what, I think that you could tell at the end of the moto, about 5 minutes to go, he's fading a little bit. I think that maybe whatever they're doing on his diet probably wasn't the right direction. That's just my opinion. But the one biggest thing that I could see he was struggling with was the front end. Every time he tried to drop into a rut, that front end would push. And that's where he crashed, that right-hander before they double into the rollers. That front end was pushing. Every time you see him get into a rut, before he'd lean in, the front end would start to go. And I think that he was just battling setup the entire day. Yeah, I think he ended up 11th after he went down.
Can you text him, see if we can interview him Saturday or Sunday?
Why don't you talk to him about Monday? He's not going to be there Saturday, Sunday.
Bro, what's he going to do Saturday, Sunday?
Where's he going to ride?
He's going golfing.
Great.
Let's go golfing with him.
After he goes,
Well, I work!
after he goes,
If you want to, dude,
I'm going to the track all day. Have him come up to the track after he's done golfing, bro.
how about when we see him Monday morning, you talk to him about interview yourself there?
Because then I got to stay there way after the race.
Oh, okay, so now, you know what, you can just talk to him then.
how
You'll
about-
literally be right in front of him.
How about a jersey before Matt gets one?
Oh,
Yes.
well, we already got a jersey coming for the Plainville store. We're going to frame it.
Okay.
But apparently Fox, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going. Anyways, why don't you just talk
Fox
to
is in deep shit.
Well, no, that's not that. I'm not going to go into everybody's business. But right now, with the stuff that Fox is dealing with their riders and what they. But Monday, dude, why don't you just talk to him? You're literally going to be right there in front of him. It'll be a lot easier for you to say. I can introduce
We
you.
can't
Hey,
go in the pits.
what?
Can't go in the pits.
I'm not going to meet him in the pits. I'm bringing him food Monday. Bringing him a bunch of food, like gluten-free pizza, some cauliflower pizza, some breadsticks. So
Think that's
Monday.
on the diet.
Hey, what about us, the racers?
I don't care about you guys.
We're racing.
You're practicing, motherfucker.
Bro,
and so are you.
We're ripping, okay?
You can ask him then. It's going to be a lot easier. He's not
All right,
coming
figure
to
out what his diet is, because if I'm going all in next year, I want his diet, I want his program, like what we got.
Why don't you meet us Monday and you can ask him yourself? Anyways, my point is that I think at the end of the moto, this is just my opinion. This is not from him. This is not from Brian. It's not from anybody. I think whatever direction they went with his diet, I think that he just doesn't have enough sustenance at the end of the moto, because that's not really Mitchell's thing. And I also think he was fighting the front end. But his speed at the beginning of the moto was great. Top
Sure.
5. So, and his starts were on point both motos. So that Cowie's finally getting off the line, because that's not really been their thing.
All right, so we're getting a little long in this section. Anybody have anything else you want to talk about? Hampshire, Mac.
Hampshire.
Pierce Brown down to the Brown, 1732.
How about Hunter Lawrence?
No.
Got
I'm
anything
not
to
pressing
say?
it. I'm just not. You can go ahead and press it, bro.
I'm ready to.
Go ahead and press it. Go
This close.
Just press it. Just touch it.
His shoulder's fine.
After
shoulder's fine, but
after
he
hearing
went.
the Geico's pulling out, we're
was
panicking
1911.
about a ride next year.
It is
I'm
what
just
it
gonna fondle the button before I touch it.
Panicking about a ride next year.
Nah, he'll have a ride, guaranteed.
Anyway,
Guaranteed.
Anyway, anything else?
Just impressed with the fact of RJ's just hits the ground 5 times a
If
lap.
he has a shitty week next week and I bring a panic button, can you hit it?
No.
Are you sure?
No, I mean I can hit it, but I don't actually.
we're not
have it.
hitting the button on him.
I can hit the panic button, but it doesn't mean I believe in it. But RJ though, do we agree though that if he stays up and he can get a start, that he's
Sure,
up there?
he's the only other guy that I think can go with those two at the front.
Okay.
Yes.
But he can't stay upright and get a start. So, I mean, we're out. All right, cool.
God, that knee is good though.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in that.
There's I think Marv took whatever that. Marv had that knee in the first race.
I agree.
Oh, man. All right, cool. So that wraps up 250s here. We're going to take another quick little break. We'll be back with 450s, some silly season stuff, and we'll get this all wrapped up. All right, here we go. 450s. We have an Eli Tomac site.
This was a very interesting day in the 450
It
class.
was super
Wow, that bike smoking was
interesting.
sweet.
The bike smoking, dude.
Let's say.
Over under, he blows up another one.
Hold on a second. So not only was you could tell his clutch was smoking because it was coming out of the overflow, not the overflow 2 on the radiator, the oil breather, but also I'm pretty sure that fucking his mid pipe, like something disconnected or whatever, because I think that's where originally the smoke was coming from at first.
Like I don't know, dude. What? I don't know what's going on.
That Cowie's got
His
major
bike
issues.
has always been smoked like that though.
Yeah, well, dude, he just his
Over under, he blows another one up.
Is he that hard on bikes?
Apparently now.
If you listen to if you listen to Eli, like some of the raw videos that they do, no matter who it is, yeah, dude, he people talk about he's clutch destroyer. Like it's different than Barsha. Where Barsha will just load up on the clutch. Eli, like he's like quadruple clutching it through corners.
I guess him and Barsha, when they were out front in that second moto, man, putting on that clinic, I guess it was like a battle of the clutches because it was.
But see, it's different though. Where Barsha, like I said, he just
pulls it in and goes.
and he holds it wide, like
And then
he's
lets
just,
it out.
But like Eli, like he's literally just clutching it through the entire corner, and I think that's because the way he drops into corners, he slams in so hard, he needs that rear wheel to stop spinning because he's going to stand it up. Where, like I said, Barsha, he just disengages and holds it wide open. So it's the same thing, but it's different. And that'd be another thing.
Wow.
It'd be cool to just break that down. But yeah, no, Eli, like I bet every moto he rides, whether it's Supercross or outdoors, that clutch is gone. I guarantee they change his clutch out every time he
I
rides.
wonder if they took it out of his contract.
I don't know, but I guarantee his springs have to have no tension after motos.
That's wild.
But too bad they can't run recluse.
Shit's wild. I know, it's just
They
wild.
have recluses, guaranteed. They got some form of recluse.
They gotta have it.
Yeah.
Has to be.
But I bet I think if they have another mud moto, he's gonna grenade another bike.
Okay.
Let's
Fair
pray
enough.
that they don't have another mud moto
Hope it
because I'm
rains
sick and
at Red
tired of
Bud.
seeing-
Okay. No,
This is
shut the
perfect
fuck
for
up.
Red Bud, dude.
It's gonna be great.
Monday, 70 degrees.
Perfect. I'm in.
I'm fucking looking forward to it.
Pumped. Okay, so Marv, 1-6.
Messy Marv.
That first moto,
was good.
I'm on the Marv bandwagon this year, man.
Oh god.
I'm on it.
After that first moto, I was like, he's winning the title.
Look, I'm right now. Marv's my guy for this title.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm starting to think
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everybody knows on the
You
show
can't bet
that
against him.
I'm not the biggest supporter of Marv, which I don't dislike the guy. I'm just not a supporter. I hate though that people don't give him the credit that he deserves.
Yep.
Like he deserves a lot more credit.
He
than
can't
he
drive a
gets.
go-kart, I know that.
Wow.
Wow, really going there? Okay. No, I'm on it. Marv's my guy for this title. He's my pick. After that first,
Are you serious right now?
I just punch him in the knee.
It's a fly,
It
you
was a
idiot.
fly, dude. I was squaring up with him.
You weren't even
It's
the
a
fly
pu-
was here. You punched over here. You weren't even close.
Anyway.
That first moto though was impressive.
Oh god.
That was very impressive.
Yeah, that
first
was
moto.
wild.
And Eli
It was
hounding
good.
him pretty much the entire moto.
Yeah.
He goes up, Marv drop it back out.
Yep.
But I just think though that second moto was
Wow.
just.
Oh no, he said in an interview he wore himself out.
Yeah, he hadn't pushed that hard.
What he said is he didn't tweak his knee, But because of the way
Oh,
the track
shit.
was forming up and it was, you know,
Yeah.
you had to dip your leg here and there. He said that
The
his
runs
knee
were
was
deep.
sore.
Yeah.
So,
But that first moto though, that was a Marvin Buscan ride.
yes, yes it was.
And I will say this right now, why I think Marv is going to win this title, because, and I know that you're still on the Zacco
Second
thing, and
every
there's no reason to go away from it. But I'll just say this is why I think Marv's going to win, because I talked about him getting better, and that first moto proved he is getting better, literally race by race.
Yep,
He's going to win more motos this year,
yep.
and if he doesn't gas himself like that, like, let's be honest, we don't have to like Marv, but Marv doesn't really make mistakes. Like, if you see him out front, the only way he's getting passed is because you're just faster than him. You're not going to pressure him into a mistake. You're just going to be faster than him, which is pretty much every time he's ever been out front. That's only been why.
Or something weird's gonna happen, like when Hurlings was pressuring him.
Yeah, and he doesn't make mistakes. Like, that's the thing. You're not going to get in his head, and he's not a guy that's just going to throw a race away. Like, he doesn't do that. So I think because Eli's still in too big of a hole.
But you guys get the fuck over the bugs.
Wow. Eli's still too big of a hole. And I think that Zacco is still going to have days late. You punch me in the knee, I swear to God. So that's why I think Marv's going to win this title. I do. He made up points. He's only 13 down now.
He's been second every year.
And that's why I think he's going to win the title. That's fine to still be on the Zacco. Zacco still has the points lead. Eli's
We
not
had
like-
a rough day, okay?
Yes.
He did have a rough day.
And that's just why I think Marv's going to win. Because I just think that Eli's still too big.
The bugs. What about, can we talk about Zacco ass packing the lapper?
Oh my god.
What was your boy doing?
Hold on. We had a rough day. We got tight.
But I'm gonna blame
And
the
we made a
lapper.
shitty
What the fuck is the
decision.
lapper doing?
We made a shitty. Well, the review shows I listened to today, there was a lot
Lapper
of
had the
people,
bite,
There was
yeah.
a lot of people not happy with lappers. Did you watch 7 Deuce Deuce getting away for fucking 5 corners or whatever it was with the Barsha Tomac battle? I mean, there was a lot of lappers that didn't do
chopping
great.
Barsha's front
Now,
end off.
I will admit that lapper took a line he probably shouldn't have. He probably should have just gone
Oh,
the
he
outside.
could have hit the brakes a lot sooner.
I will also say that Zach made a dumb fucking choice.
Hey, how about though Chase just threading the needle in between both of them and
How about
not
AC
catching a peg?
jumping their bikes?
Yeah, he jumped over
See ya.
Zacco's shit.
Yes. So yeah, no, we had a rough day, but we recovered for 3rd in the second moto, so that wasn't bad, and we will come back swinging at Redbud.
Although he got dropped that second moto.
He did get dropped, yes.
Like straight up.
But dude, Barsha and Tomac put a clinic on it, and
Yes.
we've all said openly, if Tomac's on it, there isn't anybody that can keep up with him, even though Barsha did. But wow.
Do you think Tomac's got to be a little worried?
As far as what?
His speed.
How many different times did you guys think Barsha was going to hit the deck that second moto?
Every
He looked in
time,
control.
well.
He looked in control.
That whole section when he did the one-footed turn down and then,
All over that table, dude.
Right in AC's
and then
eye.
pivoted so hard that he almost stalled the bike completely in that left-hander.
Oh my God, yeah.
He whipped it in AC's eye. AC was blind.
I don't think so, but okay.
Eli's speed, I don't know. I really don't.
Barsha was close.
Yep.
Marv straight up beat him.
Mhm.
That doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. But
So
we could
for
also
him-
we also could go to Redbud this weekend and him win 4 out of 4 motors.
So I don't know. That just doesn't happen.
I think the Redbud doubleheader is going to tell us a lot here because we're kind of in the midpoint of the season, which Redbud usually is anyway. And so I think when we come out of Redbud here, we're going to have a little bit.
I
of
think
a
Redbud's
picture
going to
of-
be very interesting
Yes.
as far as moto winners. I don't call Eli to win.
But
Class
isn't
4.
it great, like JT says, when the 450 gate drops, we don't have any idea who's going to win.
No, because right now there's
6 dudes.
6, 7 dudes.
I mean, you got Tomac, Barsha,
Marv,
Zacco,
AC's up
AC.
for, as far
AC looked really strong
He
and
did.
good.
Also, I think them realizing though what it takes to run that speed at 35 minutes.
Well,
kinda-
he openly said in the press conference that, hey, I was not, he's like, I could have just, packed it up and basically brought it in for second or
Yeah.
whatever it was. He goes, but I didn't want to do that. I went out to fucking win and I wanted to win. And he's like, I got tired.
Yeah.
He's like, straight up, by the time I got to 25 minutes, I was tired. And once I got zapped once, then it was like game over for
Yep.
me type deal. So, but he's like, I know now I can go 25 minutes.
Yep.
And again, it's like they always say, your body starts to catch up with it. So you do that for 25 minutes. Well, maybe next time you do it for 30 minutes, you get past on like the last lap. And the next thing you know, you're winning. And I mean, he went 3-4 on the day. Last week he went, what, 5-5 or something
His
like that?
his thing is though,
So-
is I think for him to win the race, and I think I've already said this, he has to get a start though. Because
Yeah.
if he starts behind those guys,
Yeah.
he's
but,
not.
But here's
yeah.
here's my thing with him.
So
We don't have to win.
No.
Winning would be awesome. We need to consistently finish.
I think he's going to finish
and
this
figure
season.
that point out.
So, I don't know if we called him for any moto wins this year. Do we see one now?
No, I still don't.
No.
Because like I said, I think that, and I agree with everything, and everything you said is correct. I think that with this being already halfway into the season, I think it's going to be hard. What?
Let's
I've
take
agreed
a
with
note.
you quite a few times on the show this year.
This is amazing, but
Oh
let's
my
take a
God,
note.
He's going way overboard.
I'm going to cut that as a
Okay.
drop.
Anyways.
Hang on. Speaking of cutting things into the
Oh
video,
boy, here we go.
hold your thought.
Oh,
Actually, you don't finish your thought because we're getting ready to go down the hole.
Okay, so I think it's hard that we're already halfway to the season. It's going to be hard, though, to make up that extra 10 minutes that he needs to put in a win. It's going to chip away, so it's going to be minute by minute. And like I said, I think that moto was a perfect position for him. He was behind Zacho. He
Yeah.
was pacing him. He pulled the trigger. He got out early. But the thing is that if he starts behind those guys, like Eli and Barsha and Marv, I just don't think that at the pace that those guys are running right now, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think he has to set himself up in a perfect situation. He gets a start, and those guys are like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
I can't argue that for this year, but I think come next year.
Next year, I think he gets a moto win. I think he gets a few.
Next year, these boys are in trouble with him and
Well, I'm not worried for a title.
another guy.
Another guy.
There's another rookie in the 450 class right now.
Yeah, I'm
It's
still
the real
not-
fucking
yeah,
deal.
I'm still-
I'm still not. Oh, you mean Frenchie?
This
Frenchie's
is the
going to
real
win next
fucking
year?
Deal. No.
Because Frenchie's going to put the beat down on both AC
No, he's
and
not, because
Sexton.
he's riding Yamaha.
Well, Barsha's making it work.
The
Barsha's
thing about
ma-
Barsha too is the
Barsha-
rest of the tracks on the circuit are pretty much his style and what that bike likes.
Yeah,
so.
they're deep and ruddy, so he's pretty
And
good.
that doesn't work
So
for
is
Frenchie?
Paula.
That doesn't
No,
work.
what I'm
just
saying is that
I'm
Yamaha,
in current.
Oh, yeah. No, Frenchie's going to be fine next year.
that Yamaha works for deep ruddy. It does
All right.
not work for hard slick.
Hold the
Yeah.
phone.
Oh boy.
Pause.
Here we go.
Are we actually
Cut the
pausing?
clip.
Oh, we're
Okay.
cutting the clip?
We're cutting it?
No, cut the clip
Oh boy.
That's
and
weird.
put it into this show
Oh boy.
of Justin shaking my hand for the $20 bet.
Oh.
Well, first off, where did you hear that Anstey's out for the season? Because he put on his
He's
Instagram
not.
that he's
not.
racing.
He
He-
thought,
No, he's out for moto wins. He ain't winning a moto after he got McGregor by the ground
Oh.
with that Thor helmet.
Yeah, well.
Let's not go down that. We're not going down that path. I'm a Thor supporter. We're not going down that path.
Yeah, that helmet's trash.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never
that
said it
was
was
trash.
great, but yeah, okay. Which point?
You owe me $20.
I don't owe you shit.
Why?
Technically, the season's not over yet.
Yeah, technically the season's not over yet, and if he gets hurt, if he would have been out, how would I have owed you $20?
Oh, he's got this fucking injury clause in his shake.
You
No, how can I owe you $20 that if he doesn't even finish the season?
Because the bet was he's got to win a moto.
So if he gets hurt, he didn't race all the races.
That's not our fault he got hurt.
That's not my fault either.
All right, you should
You
know.
also said that if you won that mud moto, you weren't giving me $20.
No.
Yeah, you did. It's in our goddamn group text.
I didn't.
You bullshit.
Oh, so now we got to write
Oh
spin.
my
Next time we have a bet on the Moto Aftermath Show, we got to write it in words. We got to sign it.
Anyways.
We got to post it on social media. For
Can we
other people to
talk?
see.
Can we go back? We're not cutting that. Can we go back to the fact that Freddie Norton's making that Suzuki look pretty good?
Yeah, he is. Can we go
Yeah,
back
he
to,
is.
Can we go back to Joey Savacci being in the Savacci syndrome still?
What? We don't even know what happened. He went down. Like, isn't
Maybe
Savacci
somebody
syndrome?
hit him, maybe a lapper. hit
Wasn't the
him.
Savacci syndrome all based around that? Like, if he was out front and he went down, I thought that was what that kind of was.
I think it's just he goes down. Period.
Well, apparently so does Zacho, because Zacho
Like
crashed
Jordan
twice.
Smith and
What about Bogle?
Well, don't ever compare Jordan Smith and Joey Savacci ever again.
dude. Bogle,
Ever.
That first.
Bro, he's lucky
crash,
that
Bogle
tree.
putting it in your living room?
gnarly.
He's lucky that tree had shit wrapped around it, because if he'd have smacked that tree, that swing arm would have been indented.
Did y'all pay attention to when they showed the replay and Grant was like, yeah, so Tomac did about the same thing and see his front wheel start pushing going into that corner also?
Well, also-
it could have got real sketchy.
I also seen Bogle grabbing his junk, and I was thinking, oh, split his nuts open. Austin Hawk style.
It's just like, bam!
He's just sitting there going, I'm like, oh, that
No,
probably
he took a bar to the
I couldn't see who it was, but I could see that bike flipping through the first corner, and I was like, holy shit. It's gnarly. So,
Poor Bogle. Again.
Not, well, yeah. I was thinking his head, and I was like, oh, no.
so Sexton's not the real deal. 4-5 on the day. I mean, consistently in the top 10 here.
Is he the
They're the
golden
first-
child everybody's
No.
talking about? Like,
No,
Bro,
because
it's his third 450 race.
he's
ever.
still getting yarded. He's 30-something odd seconds off the lead.
It's his third 450
It's
race
AC's
ever.
third 450 race outdoors ever.
His third 450
It's
race
AC's
ever.
third
It's
450
AC's
outdoor race
too.
ever.
Yeah, but AC raced a whole Supercross series.
No, he didn't.
450.
He didn't race the whole
didn't race the
Supercross
whole
season.
series.
Okay, he raced. How many rounds did he put in?
I don't know.
Four.
He missed a lot.
9.
4 probably.
And it's AC's third ever 450 race outdoors. Big. And you know what? No. I'm not giving him the credit.
Bro, Sexton was right there with AC and Zacho that first moto.
So.
Right there with
What about
him.
the second?
Yeah, what about second moto? What happened second moto?
He was 5th, so I don't know. I didn't see him on TV.
Exactly.
so-
You didn't see him because he was so far back.
Oh god, here we go. Bro, he's in it. Next year, him and AC are gonna be running this class.
No.
Yes.
You are high, dude.
Not at all.
Is Eli Tomac still going to be racing next year?
Yep.
Is Ken Roxon still going to be racing next year?
Tomac's gonna race for another.
Is
5
Zach
years
Osborne
because
still
he's not
racing?
retired
Is Marvin
anytime soon.
Muscan still racing? Is
Is
Justin
Frenchie
Barcia still
racing next
Is
year?
Frenchie No, they ain't running the class. They ain't running the class.
Is
They're not.
Josh Grant coming back?
Bro.
Is Dan Reardon racing?
Bro. They're riding at fucking Stu's place.
I don't
They're
care.
gonna
Is
be running.
Stu coming
Is
back?
Stu coming back?
They're gonna be
Is
running.
Mookie riding outdoors?
They're gonna be
That'd be
running
actually
shit.
cool to
No,
see.
he's on a Supercross only.
I like to
deal with
see.
Star
I like to
Yamaha.
see Mookie ride outdoors.
He's
Oh,
going
well.
Supercross only with Star.
What?
Stamp it.
Okay.
You want to bet money?
Let's
I
get
don't
to
know.
silly
Not
season.
really.
Can we
But
just
we
talk
did
about
kind of
Barsha?
we skipped over Barsha. Let's end this on Barsha.
So-
because
Yeah,
everybody
that's
else.
not Barsha. Everyone else.
Yeah, Baggett almost. We almost had a Baggett sighting that first moto. And then he
Almost. I
just-
thought it was there.
And
I thought it
then
was there.
Redbud will be interesting this weekend. I'll
Okay,
say that.
Barsha.
Barsha. Are
I'm
we
on the
all? Are we
train.
all on board for that? Because I'll tell you what, if he gets a start that second moto, I think he leaves Eli in the dust.
I know he's feeling it too because he's fucking so nasty, scrub.
Well, did you guys kind of think though, because of how much, and we all know this is just Barsha's deal, he just uses so much energy. But at the 30-minute mark, when he had lost a couple seconds, they're like, okay, he petered out. Like he faded. And then he just wicked it back up the last 2 laps.
Fitness is there.
It is.
The dope's there.
I'm telling you right now.
They said, I remember who I was listening to this morning, they said when they saw him on the podium, him and Tomac were not winded.
Well, in that first moto too, he was doing the same thing he did in Loretta's that first moto. He was going 2 seconds a lap faster than everybody through the pack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, you talk about Frenchie in the
He
250
gets a
class,
start, dude. He's not gone.
those boys, they have to be worried about him. Because I'm telling you right now, he gets a start, I think he's dropping
And
everyone.
you've seen flashes of cocky Barsha.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing whips in
I
people's
like though how him and
faces,
Eli,
like-
I like the respect that they had for each other at the end of that race.
Did you see him keep
Yes.
patting Eli and Krantz on the butt?
Yeah, that was
I was
weird.
like, wow, that's weird.
I think that's like kind of like a hey Ricky Booby.
Hey, my chicky. Anyways, no, if he gets a start, they have to be
He's
worried.
damn good at red bud.
They really do.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
have to be worried.
Barsha's good.
It would
Yes.
not surprise me to see him go 1-1 at one of these.
He stamp it now. He's my pick. Justin Barsha wins at least 2 motos.
Oh, wow, we might as well just get in since we got silly season to talk
Yeah.
about. Are we just going to pick Friday winners or are we going to pick both?
Let's pick both.
All right.
Should we mix it all? Should we do a double
double
day
header overall?
overall?
I don't know if that's
The
supposed to
red bud double deuce.
I don't know if that's
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's all put $5 in
No.
for the overall 450 dude.
You guys put $5 in.
Let's not. But Barsha
Let's not do that.
You guys are a bunch of
Barsha wins at least 2 of the 4 motos.
shits. Okay.
Okay, and who wins the other ones?
Marvin Tomac split 'em.
I completely agree with that.
I can't argue that really. I
And it doesn't really-
I would
we're
like
not-
to see AC get one. But
And we're not really going
You think
off.
Anstey gets one?
No, I said AC one.
No,
Uh,
Anstey broke his jaw.
And we're not.
so
And we're
he's
not
fine.
really going off of each day. We just think at some point they're gonna win. Okay.
Right.
250s.
Oh man.
I think Frenchie's gonna go 4 for 4.
I completely disagree with that.
But I think J-Mart's going to be closer.
I think that both of them. I don't know who wins.
I don't think it'll be 4 for 4 either.
I think both of them split the overalls, but I do agree that I think Amart, if he gets,
I think Alex Martin sneaks a win in.
Amart, if he gets a start, and if he get over the
He
lead,
did run up front for how long last year?
That bike is looking good though.
yeah, they did. They had to do a little
That
bit of
bike's
an engine
working.
package change because that bike is. If he gets over the lead clean, well, it depends on.
It
that
depends
roller
on how
too.
big the single is.
Yeah,
before.
is that roller going to be? It is also going to be angles. There's going to be a low. I think that J Mart and Frenchie split the overalls, but I think Amart at least gets one moto win,
I agree with that too.
and I think it's going to be a battle.
I think Frenchie goes 4 for 4.
Yeah, I completely disagree with that. J-Mart and A-Mart are too good at there. I don't care how good Frenchie is right now. I think they're just too good. It'd be cool to see because I think if he does it, it's going to be a clinic. But I just still see him having bad starts. And especially with that being a tight 180, at least on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets a shit jump, he's stacking up with
Is
everybody.
he running a cheater line off the start again?
He's probably going to go all the way to the inside and just cut through the grass.
No, Amart has a dope line off the lead. I'll show it to you on the practice day.
Okay, all right.
Oh, does that mean he goes up on the embankment? And just
Yeah,
rides
dude, I go
the shot
off the
line?
I go off the single and land on the embankment.
Do you
like
jump the lead?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay. I was like, dude, if you do that, then I'm gonna have to follow you.
Jeff Walker.
Oh, my.
Does Jeff Walker hit the lead?
Does he hit the
Yeah, a
lead?
little bit. But-
Yeah, he does.
Oh, does he?
Not on pro day.
Not on pro day, but he does hit it.
Does
I've
Jeff
seen
Walker
him
get
hit
in
it.
this week?
Huh?
Does he get in both races?
Oh, good
Does
question.
he get in? Depends on if he has an excuse on his Instagram.
Is what's his nuts racing?
Who?
Wagner.
Well, he tried to Crawfordsville.
A lot of local boys.
I think he was. Yeah, I'm curious how many guys actually tried to show up. Once again, you still got a little bug on your face. Let's go. I'm curious how many local.
I'm not getting it for you. You got
It's still there.
Just do this down your nose, okay?
There you go. I'm
There
curious
you go.
how many local dudes try. Because I know we've had about 6.
Cole Katana.
Lorenz was hammering 35 at Martin yesterday.
Is Eddie Morris going to try?
Does he even have his pro
I
license?
don't know. That's a good question.
Okay, let's get into some silly season stuff here. Let's quit talking.
Are we gonna
Is
cut
Josh
it?
Cosby
No,
going?
no, we're just gonna keep
Josh
going.
Cosby
I hope so because I want to pick him on
Is
fantasy.
Sewell going?
Trap.
Travis?
Actually, I've heard he's got some shit going on with him right now.
See you,
I did
Jeff.
see that. We'll
Yeah,
talk more off.
He's got some shit going on with
We'll
him.
talk more off.
Okay.
I hope Osby's there though. I'll just say-
Osby,
Crown.
Crown will be good. I should have saved him. I'm an idiot. But
Ooh, I got crown for this weekend.
Well, last year he was in top 5 for a good 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and then that bike grenaded.
Crown, Harrison.
so yeah, there'd be some. No Walker this weekend. He said he hit his head during the week. He qualified 44th and then pulled out. Said he was done.
Like, anyway, silly season
That's
stuff.
what I'm there.
Where you want to start with silly season? Geico's out.
Geico
Let's
is
start
out.
with Geico's
For anybody
out.
that doesn't know, Geico is leaving the sport.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
I
But
heard,
Mathis,
I heard rumblings they weren't.
Did
but
you
Mathis said something, and I would tend to go with where he's going with that.
What do you say?
Well, he just basically said that they're out. He's everything that he's heard.
That's what I've heard, but then I heard some rumblings on the main event show this morning that might not be out.
Well, what I find
Completely
very
out.
interesting is this whole. Everybody seems to think this has to do with Christian going to Star.
Oh,
and then,
God.
But I'm
Oh, yeah,
like,
I
you
was
guys
just gonna say
that
thing ever.
conspiracy theory where
Yeah.
Marjak's taking his money to Star.
Yeah, and
That's
people
not
are
what
like,
happened.
did Myshak, like, did he sell some of his stock? But I'm like, you guys do realize that, like, Ziggy still has a big say in this? Like, Factory Connection is his company.
But dude, so here's the thing.
Does Grabo
It,
come back in then?
it is a weird.
That's interesting.
It's been a weird year for Geico, right? You
Yes.
have Dungy comes in and then
Leaves
leaves,
2 weeks later.
and now he's got pictures of a Honda.
Yeah, but that's a Jade thing, though.
Which is weird, and then now Geico's out, and yeah, so that's weird.
Bring Amsoil back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here's a question, and none of us know, because like you said, we don't know if this is actually happening.
Maybe Penrite steps up.
And just gets rid of their own team. And, just,
Penrite's doing
Yeah.
30 bikes. or 40 bikes,
and
I
Luke
can't
Klopp's
remember.
going to be one of them. If Geico does leave, though, who do we think would be, and this is just all speculation because we have no idea, who do we think would be a perfect
The
person to
title
step
sponsor?
in? Yeah.
I have no idea. Progressive.
I have no fucking idea.
I don't think they go with an insurance company. I think that they go with an off-the-wall thing.
Get Flo out there. Flowing.
I don't know. There's a lot.
Look
There's
for your fucking pockets.
Not that, dude. I can't even afford a sticker on a PC helmet, let alone.
do we think? No, I can't see Ziggy going in with a CBD company.
You think they put special or not specialized intense cycles on there?
I don't think Intense is that big a company to. Because
It's going to be a big company.
Geico is stroking
It's
a
gotta
pretty
be
big
big.
check.
All right. So, a question, and
Is it something big enough that shits on Geico?
well, see, here's the thing. I don't know if it's going to shit on Geico because Geico is.
I don't know that they have anything lined up.
But see,
That's what
here's the
you're
question. This is
saying.
more for you because I know that out of the three of us, you listen to more of the shows than
Yeah.
we do. All right, so, and I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that there's a possibility that Rockstar is leaving.
I haven't heard that yet.
Ooh, if they
So
leave,
that's
that's-
Rockstar, no. Rockstar is leaving Husky.
Well, I haven't heard that yet. So that's
Okay,
a new one
so-
for me.
So does
Yes.
Bang come in?
Well, that's where I was going with this. You and me talked about this with Bang and some of these these creatine companies and shit like that. And Jack Owalker's got a lot of money, and Pepsi owns Bang. Could we see a company like? I will say this though: if they come in, they have to tone down some of their shit because their Instagram stuff does not really fit the whole motocross mold.
Who gives a shit?
It does. No, I don't care if they're bringing money in, but if
Dude.
Rockstar leaves Husky,
Pornhub could come in and just sponsor the whole sport, and we'd never have an issue with money again. And I'd be completely on board with it. I saw someone on like Instagram or something today with a Pornhub hoodie, and I'm like, man, if I didn't have a 5-year-old daughter, I would totally get one of those and wear them right now.
but if Rockstar leaves Husky or if
That would
Bang
be-
wants to come in,
That would be interesting too, but I haven't heard that yet.
I've just heard that rumor.
Okay.
Could we see them going to Honda?
Rockstar Honda?
Yeah,
That'd be
the 250 team.
I don't think so.
That'd
man.
be interesting.
Why not?
It'd be interesting, but
Why not?
I don't know.
Because they don't have the affiliation.
I don't think they will though, because if they leave Husky, they're leaving the 450 and the 250. They're not going to leave that for just a 250 team. I don't think.
Man, I don't know.
Who's it gonna be?
I don't know.
I will say this: I
Interesting.
think that if they leave, I think that we joke, but I think Bang could step in.
That could, but the impression though that I'm under, from what I've listened to in the shows this morning, is that there is not another sponsor, and that this kind of took them as off guard as it did all of the rest
Yeah.
of us. So
But-
they don't have anyone lined up.
Ziggy's not going to go racing next year with no
If I'm an agent, you know where I'm going?
Lucas Myrtle.
No. I'm going to Barstool Sports.
Ooh,
And
we
I'm
did
s-
talk about that.
And I'm
you
selling Barstool Sports on our sport.
You could get Dave Portnoy to buy into that for sure. He's already in the
Maybe.
NASCAR.
Maybe. I've
Maybe.
heard rumors of where they've tried getting him into moto and he had no idea. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah, but I think that if he's smart enough, which he is obviously, he doesn't need to know a lot. He's got people for that. And if people look at it and go, hey, this could be a very lucrative thing, I think that
Maybe.
you could get him in there.
I mean, you take him to Redbud once with like the college atmosphere and stuff, I think he's sold.
Oh, for sure.
But
Or A1.
Okay, so moving on past the Geico thing here. So Gas is coming in. I heard Gas is taking over
KTM.
TLD,
Yep.
KTM. I heard
Or JGR.
no, not JGR. I heard JGR is
Locked
pretty
in with
much
Suzuki.
locked with Suzuki, and they signed the what's it called? The
Oh, the
casino.
casino. Yeah.
So
That's
they're
right.
going to stay
Forgot about
Suzuki because I heard the new president at Suzuki is
Into
big
racing.
into racing.
big racing guy.
Big racing guy. So
Mr.
I think
Takahashi.
their support is going to.
Nah, I think it's something Yamamoto.
Yeah.
So Gas is taking the TLD 250 squad. I heard that
KTM's going
KTM
in-house.
is going in-house with one bike for 250s.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Take a,
I like that.
Take a guess who I heard's on it.
Is he a current 250 rider?
No,
Oh, who?
Max Boland.
Swear to God. Nope. I don't like it. I don't like
Seriously?
that idea.
You
Nope.
don't like
I don't
it?
like it. Nope.
I don't
Max Volan is a very talented kid. He's pretty much swept Loretta's. He's very, very talented. But for them to go all in on one guy and to be Max Voland is not a good idea. That kid
All
gets hurt.
all the dumb people they've thrown money at.
You mean
here that
Hayden
we've
Deegan?
seen fail out.
No, I
here.
can't. I don't think it needs to be a current KTM rider.
Who'd you go with?
I
Your
would
team
not be
member?
Oh, really?
surprised. Like it's just a rumor, but I would not be surprised to see that.
Does
Although
it have to be are they trying to mold it and make an amateur kid and then go up through it, or are they talking about it could be any current guy?
oh no,
I think
he's,
a factory
he's going
KTM
pro.
in-house like has to be. You gotta be a big dog. To have
What
that guy.
I've heard is he's going pro in Supercross next year, which is interesting because that moves their timetable up from what I've heard about the Volans by about 2
Oh.
to 3 years.
Well, then if we're going, if it's something like that, and we're more going towards like an amateur kid moving up, and I'm going Nate Thrasher. I'm going Nate Thrasher.
Ray Thrasher?
No, Nate Thrasher.
Wow.
Do you not know who Nate Thrasher is?
I know who Nate Thrasher is.
Yeah, he annihilated everybody at Loretta's.
I think he's in. I don't know. I don't feel like there's hype around him like.
Doesn't
there is
matter.
for
He's
Volans.
faster than Maximus Volan. Yeah, he is faster than Max Volan, dude. Max Volan rode the 125 classes at Loretta's.
I'm the one over here that's high. Shit.
I don't know if Max Willen's a good pick either.
He's not a good pick, dude. He won the schoolboy class.
It just depends
It's
on.
not a big deal.
It just depends on what their plan is. If they want an established guy in there, or if they're trying to mold a guy.
I think they're trying to mold somebody.
Then Max Volan is not the dude. He's gotten hurt the last 2 out of 3 years.
I don't know.
And Nate Thrasher has already raced the B class at Loretta's and won. Max just rode the 125 class.
He won.
Yeah, but Nate
Yeah,
Thrasher.
he won. I think he won, or no, I think he won schoolboy class. He rode 250B mod and schoolboy 2, and I think he won
I
schoolboy 2.
thought who's the Yamaha kid?
LeBlanc?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's politics in motocross, right? We all know that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Thrasher's last name doesn't hold the value Bolin does.
No, it doesn't.
That's the only.
Boland's going to be going. If
It's a bad idea.
If what they're talking about, what I heard this morning, comes to fruition, that is what's going to happen. And I will almost guarantee you, they roll from him right into Deegan.
That's even worse idea. Because at that point, that tells me that they're going off of clout. They're not going off of results.
Well, clout sells shit, so that
yeah, but it doesn't get you results. And at the end of the day, that if they want a guy, they don't want to just be the. We always talk about TLD throwing money at these kids.
You know how he said that I was also old. He's the real old man here, okay? This.
We've had this conversation a million times.
Yeah, you are old school.
Yes, I am.
But things are changing a little bit where people are looking at clout. All the old fucks that were in charge of hiring kids, they're starting to, retire or die off or whatever.
And I know that
Hayden Deegan moves enough product.
I understand
they can tell KTM to fuck off right now.
See, but here's
they don't want to do what KTM wants them to do.
Putting a lot of stock into Hayden Deegan when he's only on an 85 is really, really stupid. That's like everybody putting a stock in Ryder
Have you
Deegan.
paid attention to the TLD and Husky teams for the last 3 fucking years?
Yeah, and it wasn't
watched
got them.
all these fucking.
Okay, so
hasn't gotten them shit.
that's my question. So
Exactly.
so here's the thing.
Shit, but look, I mean, this is.
But here's the thing, though. You guys.
But it'll get them product moving.
I understand.
But it'll
what you're
move product.
Okay, but at the end of the day, though, they're also. We've always talked about with the way TLD signs these kids way too early.
Yes.
And they peter out. So here's my thing. We talk about Deegan and Volan, and I'm not saying they're going to be complete failures, even though I think it's too early when Hayden Deegan isn't even in the super mini class right now.
Yes.
Here's my thing. Okay, say you put all this money in, all this investment.
AC
You literally
right from super minis in.
AC. Don't compare AC and Deegan and Volan. So here's and also he didn't win a championship.
Put Haley Deegan on it.
Wow.
Okay, so
Move on.
you guys talking about this. Okay, say you put all this investment. Somebody like Volan, where the first kid on a true factory bike in a long time.
Sure.
What happens if he goes out and he's just another kid? And then you do a Deegan and do the same exact thing over and over
It's
again.
a factory in-house fucking bike.
They will be out of racing within 3 years.
Volan, I don't think is going to be just another kid.
Why? Because his dad is Talon? That doesn't mean shit.
He's going to be another Hunter Lawrence, probably.
Their program, I've heard, is very.
Oh, it's great. It's amazing. It's better than everybody else's. We hear that shit all the time.
Well, I mean, he's not down south at one of them fucking whatevers, the riding camps.
Here's the thing. You know what?
what?
You know why I'm not a big believer that Maximus Volan is the next big thing?
Oh boy.
He went over Europe to the EMX 125 class.
Okay.
And he got 10-10. He got absolutely annihilated.
Okay. See.
And he was over there for 2 months.
Okay.
So he went overseas and got worked.
Bring Prado over and put him on that thing.
Well, he'd have to be on the foot.
Okay, so let me
Yeah,
ask
got
you
me
this.
on
You don't do
450.
that. Who are you going to put on there?
I just told you. If you're talking about molding a kid, I'm more into Nate Thrasher than I am Maximus.
I'm bringing a guy in from overseas.
But that'd actually be a better decision. Yes, bring in an EMX kid.
I'm bringing Hago Gertz or whatever his name is.
Yago Gertz.
Or
Hago!
Or
Bring in Tebow
or
Benestone.
Tommy Obiel.
I think I'm highly the way the rumor sounded, and from what I think personally, I think you're going to see Volan, and I would, like I said, I would not be surprised to see him roll it right into Deegan.
And then what happens though if they both just get worked when they turn pro?
Deegan, it doesn't matter.
Tom
Deegan
Covington
is going to move product whether he gets last place or first place, and that's what they want to do. Is move
Until
product.
they realize that he's just another kid, and then they stop signing him because they still get paid to win races.
They do get paid to win races,
Those 250 classes especially.
but if he moves product, which his dad is a marketing genius, you can tell by the word.
But he
they're
only
at
moves
right
product if he's doing well though. If he's just another kid, nobody gives a shit.
He is just another kid. They just make videos every fucking
Yeah.
other day.
So when his results, if his results keep doing the same thing, that's fine. But if he goes into the big bike class and he starts getting worked, less and less people pay attention to him because it's going to be people in the motocross scene. You're just going to have the random people on YouTube. Yes.
But they'll bring the random people on YouTube into the motocross.
I just don't see it. We've seen too many people that get paid because they move product, and what do? Nothing. Malcolm Stewart, perfect example. Malcolm moves product for people. And now he's searching for a ride.
I don't even think Malcolm.
I don't think Malcolm moves a lot.
I think
You cannot compare that, dude. The Deegans on social media are by far the biggest moto people on.
But
there.
that's because, though, his
Period.
kid does well, though.
I don't
If his
think
kid
that's
was
it.
just a 10th place kid, they wouldn't care.
I don't think. That's
His other son, Huxon, doesn't do a damn thing, and he's popular as fuck.
Yeah,
But that's because he's, what, 6, 7? He's a child.
I'm just saying that I think when he gets to the point that they're looking for a team, I think there's going to be a bidding war on him, whether he is a 10th to 15th place guy or a race winner in big bikes. And it's going to be all because of social media clout. That's it. I mean, dude, Jet's going to be the same way.
But Jet actually, though, is proven.
Jet is, yes. But Jet can fall off the map if he keeps doing the social media like he's doing and bringing the people. He will have a ride his entire life.
Yeah, they're going to keep getting rides, but you're not going to get you're not going to get the same treatment though.
You're going to see this more and more.
So why is Hunter Lawrence going to keep getting rides?
Because
he doesn't have clout or
his agent, Lucas Myrtle.
All right, so Deegan's going to hire Myrtle.
That's fine. I'm not saying they're not going to keep getting rides, but if you're talking about a factory team having one guy.
I mean, we don't even know if any of this is true.
Yeah.
But if it does,
this is just my theory.
Well, yeah, I don't.
Oh yeah, Barsha the gas.
Yes.
Barsha, yeah, I heard that's done, stamped.
Barsha. What about his gear deal?
They're going after Savachi as well.
I heard he is letting that go to ride a factory bike.
No way.
Yeah, which is wild. But
well, he's just going to sign a bunch of money with somebody else.
What do you mean?
From TLD? They ain't gonna match those numbers.
No, not the numbers he's getting from Alpine Stars. His number from Alpine Stars.
No. Wow.
Chad Reed's number back in the day for Thor was $1 million.
Here's my thing though.
Yeah,
and this is
pretty fucking close.
This is just a theory. Well, Alpine Star has a lot of money to throw around. This is just a theory. I know that if it's TLD gas, I truly believe, depending on how much sway gas is going to have in this whole thing, and if Barsha makes enough of a stink where he wants to go with his own gear. Doesn't have to be Alpine Stars, but if he doesn't want to wear TLD, for example. Troy has been around the sport for a very, very, very long time.
Troy still paints his helmets.
Exactly. Troy, I can see, honestly, giving a little bit of leeway to Barsha.
I don't think that's going to be the case. That's not what I've heard.
That's
like I said, I listened to a lot of this shit, and this is a big talk right here. This is big talk because it was big talk before it was stamped that he was doing it.
Yeah.
Of like, well, dude, he's not going to go there because he's not going to give up his gear money. And now supposedly it's done, and it's like, yeah, he.
See, here's the thing, though.
Rather ride a factory bike than that. Because if he doesn't do that, where's he going?
Team? No, I'm not saying he's not going. I'm talking about. I think this is just my opinion of what's going to happen. We also didn't see though Chase Sexton going to Alpine Stars.
No, but that was kind of a weird contract deal.
My point exactly.
Because of
though.
where the contract ended.
If Troy looks at having a guy
and that also wasn't a team that was sponsored by a gear company either. So.
But if Troy looks at having a guy like Justin Barsha.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but like I said, from what I'm hearing so far, he's letting that Alpine Star money go to be on a factory bike. Because he's not, as much as we keep talking about like he's at the tail end of his career,
I don't believe he's at the tail end of his career anymore. Not after seeing the way he's done.
From what I've heard.
Look at that thing, dude.
There's just been a lot of instances over the years where guys, they've been told, hey, you have to run this, and this, and they find ways around it.
So who's the other gas guy?
450?
Are they doing
I think it's Savachi.
They're doing 2 450 and 2.
I think so. I don't know. That's the other thing too. Is where do the TLD 250 guys all go? Because I haven't heard that they're running that many.
Out the door.
I haven't heard that they're.
You're not very high on Pierce Brown anymore, huh?
No.
I'm not high on Derek. Well, Derek Drake had a pretty good weekend.
He had a good weekend.
But, and then we can move to Yamaha.
Like I was just telling him, Star Racing right now though is set up for the future. They got a whole slew of kids coming in. Jarrett Fry's still making his debut this year. He's hurt. They got Matt LeBlanc and Nick Romano coming up out of the amateurs, and then they're also going after Daxton Bennick. They're trying to take him away from KTM.
Interesting.
So Yamaha is not hurting for guys in the future as far as 250 riders.
Well, like I said, I heard Star is going 2 450s, Frenchie
and McElrath.
And McElrath.
What about McElrath over to JGR in North Carolina?
That might be a thing too. I've heard that. I haven't heard that McElrath is signed to Star, but I've also heard that they're trying to make it work with Mookie doing Supercross only on the 450. And it's not the team's trying to make it work and he's just waiting. It's both sides of the fence are working on it, trying to make it work type deal. So that's probably going to happen.
So who's at MCR?
Hill and
Freezy still?
Hill and Freezy.
Maybe Brayton again.
I don't know. I heard Brayton's going to Penrite.
Oh yeah,
Penrite's coming. Penrite's coming.
Well, they got Luke Clout. He'll be on a 450.
And Brayton's going to get factory parts.
Yep.
I bet you Luke Clout gets factory parts too.
What else?
That team's got a whole lot.
I heard that Frenchie was supposed to go to Gas, and somebody at Gas really bumblefucked that away.
I'm a little surprised that that Roger couldn't seal the deal on the KTM thing.
I'll be interested to hear when it comes out as to what the hell happened, but I heard somebody.
Well, this is
fuck that away.
Motocross, so it'll probably never come out.
And then Daniel Blair on his podcast.
Daniel Bear.
He dropped something today. He didn't say what it was, but he said there was something he heard for 2021 that if it comes out, it's going to shock everyone and change the sport, I guess. I don't know. It's not.
That's all he said?
Yeah, that was all he
jackass.
said. And he said that if it happens, we'll all be like, holy crap, we heard it. And if it doesn't, then after A1, he'll tell us on his show. But
all right, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
I have no idea what it is.
You know what I think it is? They probably change up. There's going to be midweek supercrosses and all that.
Somebody said format change, and he said no, but I don't know. It could be, though. I mean, that makes sense.
See, but I haven't heard this because I didn't even know his show had already came out this morning, because usually I think it comes out later in the day on Monday.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess wrapping up the show, then talk about that. We have no idea. Let's speculate a little bit, though. If you're going off what you just said, would that really be one of those things, though, that change? Like, it's not going to be all shocking. Like, because they've been talking about a format change for how many years now?
Well, so what could be all shocking as far as format change, like he said, if we do a midweek one, so think about it, if you do a...
We know that's not coming to motocross, though.
Well, no. Well, somebody threw out...
Jesus, this whole motocross thing's going away?
Somebody threw that out.
Yeah, we've been hearing that for how many years?
He didn't say that either, but...
They do that. Wow.
I don't know.
I'm sick of hearing of that.
But, think about it, if you had 2 supercrosses a week... The question goes, though, are we adding more, or are we just shortening up the length of the season, basically?
I hope they shorten up the season, because these guys already work their asses off. They need...
Yeah, I would say it would be nice if we had 3 weeks between Supercross and outdoors.
Now that you say that, though, and this has nothing to do with what Daniel Blair said, but I can't remember who I heard this from, or where I heard this. I did hear something along that lines. Maybe it's not the exact same thing of shortening up Supercross, and it kind of ties into outdoors. Them shortening up Supercross and giving these guys a month break before the first round for outdoors. Because a lot of these guys, I think, are realizing, some of them kind of said, nobody said who said this, but that little break that we had, not knowing, was actually like a godsend for some of these guys. But still, though, I can't, if that happens, that's not going to be, when I think of something like, oh, it shocks the hell out of us, like something really crazy happening. And that, to me, like, that's a big deal, but we've been hearing about a format change for years, though.
What if they go 20 rounds in 10 weeks? They do 2 a week for 10 weeks, and we have like a week break, couple week break in the middle type deal.
You know what would shock me, and I know this will never happen, but it's also another thing that's talked about. This would to me would be something that would be like, holy crap, blow our hats off. Is if the whole idea of doing the GPs mixing in, doing a crossover series with our outdoors. To me, if that happens, that's something I can look at and go, holy shit. That is something that everybody's been trying to do since the late 80s.
Trans Am thing?
Yeah, Trans Am days. That, to me, would be something that everybody kind of just... Because then we could kind of get the idea of who's better.
Yeah. I mean, what if we did a Friday night, Sunday afternoon?
For Supercross?
Yeah.
See, are we all banking this on, though, this is just Supercross related? I know that's where the money is, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's where he has the inside scoop at. Because he's a Supercross guy.
Hey, maybe we're all, hoping what everybody else is doing, and the AMA can go suck a fat one and they get out of the sport. And
anyway,
all
right, so that's enough for silly season.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, presented by TLR Coatings. Again, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, because sharing is caring and growing is showing. And we will be back at some point after these Red Bud races to wrap it up. Make sure to keep an eye out, because we're going to have interviews and amateur footage and all this other stuff. See everybody next week.